Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM WRDN. This is the WRDN Morning Farm Report. I'm Brian Winnekins. Joining us this morning is U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin as we talk about some of the things going on in D.C. And we'd like to say thank you as well to our sponsors, our newsmaker sponsors, including Synergy Co-op, also Compeer Financial, Annabis Silo, the Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley, also Elsivia Co-op and Osteoplastics. Senator Baldwin, again, thank you for joining us this morning. Well, recently, the Agriculture Appropriations funding was passed. And what's that going to mean for Wisconsin farmers?
Well, it's going to have a big impact on Wisconsin farmers and rural communities. As chair of the Ag Subcommittee of the Appropriations, it was with the challenges that Wisconsin farmers and Wisconsin rural communities face that we put this measure together, and has a real emphasis on providing the tools and resources that particularly farmers need, given the challenges that they've faced, some of which are related to the pandemic and still emerging from the challenges that were posed during the pandemic, and others just related to weather and things beyond our control. So in one of the things that I'm really proud of is the investments in clean water infrastructure, in helping bridge the digital divide in rural areas, and to support more affordable housing. Our legislation basically funds the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the key programs that then help with loans, loan guarantees, and grants to local communities. And we make sure that rural communities in Wisconsin and across America are supported and not left behind.
With that rural broadband, are there, with some of those loans and grants and all that, is there going to be some follow-up with some of that, or so that companies aren't just saying, yeah, we're going to do it, they get the money and then they never do it, i.e. like Frontier Communications and the situation going on in Buffalo County?
Yes, so this is one of the things that I'm very focused on, because we have put a huge investment towards broadband deployment in both the infrastructure law as well as in our annual appropriations. In fact, they work hand in hand. And unlike other types of infrastructure where you can see with your own eyes if a road is repaired or rebuilt, there's too much, there's a lack of transparency, if you will, for how the private for-profit companies take these government grants and funding, and who gets service. And so I think the scrutiny has to be very significant in order to make sure that our tax dollars are being expended wisely, and that we meet the goal of universal access to high quality, high speed broadband that's affordable.
Talking with U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin this morning. I know there's a lot of support for dairy innovation as well in this package. What are some of the things that are going to be happening with that?
Well, I was proud to author the Dairy Business Innovation Initiative in the last Farm Bill, and we'll certainly be working for the next Farm Bill to keep that authorized. But the Appropriations Bill, the subcommittee I chair, actually funds that program on an annual basis. And we have a $1 million increase to the overall program, 25 million. And I'm really excited about the innovative activities that I've seen. I like to stop by either farms that have benefited from that program or processors that have benefited from that program. And it's it's really helping businesses add value, because we want farming to be something that can support your family and not have to have somebody working off the farm just to make ends meet. So this innovation initiative has really helped. Sometimes it's more making your business more efficient to save on inputs, and sometimes it's expanding your product line and finding new customers.
Talking with U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin this morning. Senator Baldwin, when we recorded this, the administration had just announced a pretty major release from the Strategic Oil Reserve. I think it's $1 million a month, or 1 million barrels a month or more, to try to a day. Okay,
I think so. Yeah,
to combat the incredible rise in fuel prices. It's a nice short-term fix, but what about after we're done doing this?
well, first of all, I think we need to bring in the oil company executives and really look into the spikes that we're seeing. I mean, certainly markets react to wars, especially when Russia invades Ukraine, and Russia is a big oil producing country. We have between 3% and 7% of our imports are from Russia. Not anymore, we've cut those off. But frankly, I would argue that the biofuels that we produce right in the Midwest could easily take that space. And so the idea that we have these massive price spikes when there is not yet a shortage, it's a perceived, this is something that might happen in the future. We got to hold these folks accountable for that. So I do think it's a strategy to use to lower the prices as we're trying to make sure that there's not price gouging going on. And I hope, I know that my committee, the Commerce Committee, is trying to bring those oil executives in and get an explanation for the public. But these prices went way up without there being real shortages. They might be perceived in the future, but they're not here now.
That is U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin. You're listening to the WRDN Morning Farm Report.
Thank you.